My name is Pepe Berger. I'm the board chair for Many Hands.
Pepe, hold it up to your mouth.
A little closer?
Yeah.
Way up. Okay.
Just hold it to your.
Thank you. So thank you for joining us this evening on this beautiful site, which we hope will soon be the home to the Many Hands life sharing community. We're really thrilled to have you all here at our Field of Dreams cocktail event. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Karen and Charlie Chappell. And, they are hosting us this evening, and thank you for your support and your generosity. We're really appreciative of your commitment to our vision. As many of you know, Many Hands is dedicated to creating a safe, meaningful, and connected living environment filled with enriching activities and learning opportunities for adults that have intellectual and developmental disabilities, commonly known as IDD. Our mission is to foster an inclusive environment where everyone, regardless of their abilities, can thrive and grow to their fullest extent. We believe that with your support, we can turn this field of dreams into reality. And together we can build a community where everyone, regardless of ability, can live, learn, and thrive. So now I'd like to introduce David Luck, and we're honored to have him here as Washtenaw philanthropist and the owner of this very site where we plan to build Many Hands. He has
You're going to get in it just because
generously
I'm
allowed
standing.
us to do so many things on this site. We planted prairie seeds that are the start of a quail preserve and then a monarch butterfly habitat. He's allowed us to develop paths across the site so that visitors can visit it and look at potential locations for key buildings. And of course, this evening he has graciously allowed us to use his land again for this event. So with that, I'm going to hand you over to David. Thanks so much for your generosity and support.
Thank you, David.
I don't want to step on the program. It's fabulous. This is unrehearsed. And I don't know what Carrie's going to say later and so forth, but this is an interesting project. We own 245 acres here, and the front 87 acres, almost to the industrial park, would be the Many Hands site. All the road frontage of the project basically would be part of the Many Hands site. I'm an old Ann Arbor fundraiser, in addition to being an amateur developer here with this 245 acres. And Carrie told me this is not a fundraising event, so I'm going to step out of bounds and say, folks, they need to raise a lot of money for this to happen. And there's a time limit. There's one benchmark that has to be met by, I believe, the middle of January. There's another that has to happen by March 30th, and that's an end date. And if we don't make it by then, this project could fall apart. There's a wonderful family foundation that has offered to buy the land, but the deal is that Many Hands has to raise an equivalent amount. And we're on an extended fundraising period. I extended our purchase agreement with Many Hands. The foundation extended the fundraising time. We're into crunch time. I was thinking as I was driving today, it's like the election. Both sides of this election are saying these next 4 weeks are the most critical time. And, we have to do it now, you know. Well, Many Hands, it's not a 4-week situation, but it's a 6-month situation, less than 6 months, and we have to do it now if this is going to happen. I'm working with Carrie on some fundraising stuff. Some of you will probably get a letter from me in 2 or 3 weeks, but in the letter I say when if Many Hands acquires this land, fundraising to bring the remainder of the project to reality will get easier. Because isn't this a fabulous place?
Stunning.
The other parts of the development, just very briefly, we intend to sell 110 acres. There's a big woods in the back of the property, 75 or 80 acre mature woods, vernal pools. It has natural resources, very attractive, and the Scioto Township program would like to buy that. I'm willing to sell it to them, and so that's one piece. The third piece, up behind the Dexter Crossing subdivision, abutting the city of Dexter, we're looking to get 45 acres annexed into Dexter, put it on city water, city sewer. We're attempting to drill a well now because the city needs a new municipal well. So there are all these different pieces to this puzzle, but the Many Hands piece is in some ways the riskiest of them. And so I'm just up here tonight to say, go find the money. Go connect Carrie and her people to the right people to ask. 10 years, 20 years from now, this could be a well-established community asset. The thing that has struck me as I've gotten sucked into working with Carrie for 5 years, one-woman wrecking crew, you know.
It's true. That's so true.
Is how much need there is in the community. I've been struck numerous times as I meet the parents or the aunts and uncles or the grandparents of developmentally disabled people. And so there's tremendous need that I don't think is being met. And Many Hands is closer to meeting a portion of that need than any other plan in this county that I'm aware of. So I hope this is a pep talk. If you know anybody, if you know a foundation, any of that, get in touch with Carrie. We gotta raise the money before the whole thing can start. End of speech.
Thank you, David, and thanks for your support. So next I'd like to introduce Paula and Tom O'Brien. Paula and Tom have generously agreed to provide us with some insights into what it's like to have an IDD child, and I think that their story will be a testament to why we really need a Many Hands community. So their words, I'm sure, will resonate with all of us, and I'd like to hand it over to Paula.
I'm going to have to wear glasses for this. When you talk about a one-man wrecking crew, I think we're describing somebody that's very close to us. So my name is Tom O'Brien, and my wife Paula is right here. We've been married for 43 years. We have 4 sons, 3 daughter-in-laws, and 2 grandsons. I want to thank Carrie for asking us to share our story, and how excited we're to share the experiences as parents of a special needs individual. Paula and I are on the board to help raise funds for this community. It's something that we're very excited to do. We don't have experience doing that, but we're also willing to do everything that's necessary, as we just heard a minute ago. We're part of the Phase 1 Activity Center, and the Activity Center is really critical. That kind of brought us back into this situation because of the needs of young adults that have special needs. You know, it's kind of hard to understand. I mean, I know there's some people here that have, you know, an impaired child. You know, we've got 41 years of experience, and I know others out here do as well. Paul and I grew up in Ann Arbor. We met in high school back in 1974. We went to separate universities and married in 81. Our oldest son, Michael, who's 41, we brought home on our second anniversary. Michael was a textbook pregnancy. Everything seemed to be just perfect. We were kind of on our way thinking that this was going to be a perfect situation. But things started to change over the first year. He was slow to develop, and while other toddlers were walking in our neighborhood, he was just starting to crawl. All those exciting events in the first 18 months of development kind of escaped us, and we had hope, but we had each other. It was challenging to our pediatric psychologist at the University of Michigan back in the early 80s. There wasn't a lot of information about autism and other different types of labeling. We just knew that he was slow, and that the delay was going to be cognitive, and it was going to be basically something that, as most young kids were starting to evolve and move through the first couple of years of their life, he was plateauing, and that wasn't good news. So each year we were faced with the disappointing news that there wasn't progress, and you've just got to figure out what to do. As difficult as this was, we were blessed to have 3 other sons. Matt's 38, Joe's 33, and Nicholas is 30. The incredible thing is they adore Michael. They have surrounded him his whole life. They're central in his life, and Michael is central in theirs, which is really the most important thing that we could have did as parents. Our primary focus in raising a loving family and assuring Michael's special needs would be woven into the fabric and making it as normal as possible. Vacations, sports, holidays, dinners out, church, parties, weddings, all those things were a big part of Michael's life, and he really thrived on being with the families. Our extended families, Paula's from a large family and I'm from a smaller family, but all of our siblings, no one had any experience with having a special needs child, so we had the only one in 2 generations. But he became paramount in everyone's lives, and his grandparents adored him. So as Michael has reached his adolescent years, we found more challenges, but we knew that routines were super important for Michael. Going to school, riding the bus, seeing his friends, were so special and so critically important to him. Every day it brought him joy and excitement. His teacher loved the way he was playful. He loved to dance. He's a big guy. He's a lot bigger than me, a lot stronger. But he'll cry if he sees somebody else crying. If you're in church and the kid in front's crying, he's a mess. That's all. So I'm going to turn it over to Paula, because Paula will describe more challenges that we had as he grew up.
Thank you. Michael loved school. He absolutely loved it. He loved getting. Michael loved school. He loved all the activities, his classmates, the teachers, his aides. Michael had the smallest challenges with, he can't tie his shoes. He needs help eating. He just needs help with a lot of everyday skills. But, thank you. But luckily, he was surrounded by supportive people that could always help him, and we've been blessed for all those years. As with Michael, challenges can arise when special needs adults graduate from their school programs. Michael went to school from age 3 to 26, but after they graduated age 26, some young adults, depending on their skills, after they graduate, they can work in jobs in our community. Others need more support in structured environments. But what they really miss, and what Michael missed when they graduate, is the everyday routine of going to school and being with their friends and teachers. They also miss the opportunity to grow and learn and to have new experiences. What's most important is that they feel like they belong in a circle with supportive caregivers, friends, and community participants. Many Hands is planning to offer an activity center where young adults with special needs, no matter what their challenges are, can come to a scheduled events that will brighten their lives and widen their spectrum of friendships. The opportunity for some to live full-time in supportive living homes is also in the plans. As we grow older, Tom and I realize how blessed we have been to have Michael in our family. We, along with our sons, have learned so much from him: compassion, empathy, how to watch out for the underdog, and bravery. We know we share similar dreams and feelings as other parents of special needs children. Our dream is for our son and other young adults with special needs to have a place to call home, where they're surrounded by people who are kind and gentle, where they can live out their lives with the security and comfort of an environment that is fulfilling, engaging, and emotionally supportive. We feel this place is within our reach, but it's going to require many hands. Thank you.